Five of Swords, Aquarius, Decan 1. If love feels cooler, sharper, or more strategic than tender right now, this decan explains why. Active from January 20th to January 29th, people born here or with a rising sign here operate with Venus filtered through Uranian logic. This planetary combination produces classic Five of Swords conditions. Quick strategic advantage with emotional distance. This is energy that prioritizes autonomy and freedom of choice over harmony. Aquarius is ruled by Uranus, a planet that values freedom, objectivity, and autonomy. Venus in this decan provides a nuance to the Uranus energy. Venus still seeks harmony and attraction, but she does so through ideas rather than emotion. This is a mentally stable air sign expression of Venus, cool, cognitive, and oriented toward understanding rather than comfort. Because she co-rules this decan with Uranus, Venus becomes less predictable. Attraction can arrive suddenly, detach just as quickly, and operate through insight or strategy rather than emotional consistency. In this decan, Venus doesn't soften conflict. She intellectualizes it, and connection is tested when strategy replaces warmth. The exact dynamic shown in the Five of Swords, where winning through strategy leaves others diminished. Next, we will look at how Venus in Aquarius operated in history. From January 20th to January 29th, this decan sets the seasonal tone for the collective, shaping how ideas, systems, and networked power move through society. People born during this window carry this pattern personally, but the atmosphere affects everyone while the decan is active. The collective tone here feels sharp, mental, and confrontational without being emotional. This is collective Five of Swords energy. Debates are won intellectually, but the atmosphere afterward is colder, quieter, and fractured. Historically, Aquarius shows up this way when power and freedom are redistributed through ideas, networks, and technology, rather than force. A clear example came in 1968, during a Venus in Aquarius period, when Walter Cronkite delivered his mired in stalemate Vietnam broadcast. For years before, mass protests, emotional appeals, and collective outrage failed to decisively shift public opinion or policy. Cronkite's speech worked differently. It wasn't the emotion of protest that changed minds, but the fact that clear, sober information was delivered through a single, trusted national broadcast that millions watched at the same time. The real outcome unfolded quietly afterward, as public opinion shifted and the war was effectively lost at home rather than on the battlefield, echoing the Pyrrhic victory shown in the Five of Swords. That same Aquarian logic appeared again with technology. When Uranus last moved through Aquarius, the internet was born, shifting power through networks and changing how humans organize, communicate, and challenge authority. When Venus was in Aquarius in 2007, Apple's introduction of the iPhone marked a clear Five of Swords-style victory. By controlling the interface, ecosystem, and narrative, Apple surged ahead while competitors fell behind, leaving one dominant winner holding the advantage for years. A later reckoning arrived on March 11, 2011, with Venus in Aquarius, when Fukushima became a global shock. Uranus delivered the disruption, Aquarius activated the networked response, and Venus revealed what societies truly valued and what risks they were willing to accept. Next, we will learn the core nature of people born here, or who have a rising sign here. This decan tests how intelligence and freedom shape identity. If this decan is active for you, by birth or rising sign, identity is shaped through intellect, strategy, and a strong need for personal freedom. Life is approached mentally first, with a preference for thinking problems through rather than reacting emotionally. In its lighter expression, this placement brings a quick, agile mind, refined taste, independence, and natural social magnetism. There is charm here, along with the ability to read situations strategically. People born here, or have a rising sign here, often recognize emerging systems before anyone else and step forward to help shape, organize, or lead them. Much like the Five of Swords figure who sees the strategic advantage first, even if others are left behind in the aftermath. The shadow emerges when sensitivity to criticism increases and detachment turns sharp. Irritability can surface beneath a cool exterior, and relationships may suffer when strategy replaces warmth. They often imagine themselves as misunderstood or even persecuted for their beliefs. The lesson is integration. Protect intellectual freedom without sacrificing connection. Strategic thinking must be balanced with congeniality and emotional presence, or a quiet personal loss can follow intellectual victory. Next, we will look at notable personalities born here. What do Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres have in common? January 20th to January 29th is the Decan of Oprah Winfrey and Ellen DeGeneres, where Venusian values are scaled into systems that reshape culture. Both reflect the Venus in Aquarius signature of the Five of Swords, personal values elevated into public platforms that quietly redefine what society accepts and values. Oprah Winfrey expresses this through care and depth. She centered women's stories, self-worth, and healing, then scaled that intimacy into a media network that reshaped culture and extended globally. Ellen DeGeneres shows a distilled version. Through daily visibility and humor, she normalized alternative lifestyles, shifting social value through repetition, reach, and a mainstream platform. Next, we will discuss what the Five of Swords means upright and reversed. This card asks a hard question: is being right worth the cost? The Five of Swords becomes a test of strategy versus consequence, especially when personal freedom feels threatened. Upright, the Five of Swords points to a Pyrrhic victory, a win that ultimately feels like a loss. You may get the last word or walk away technically correct, but winning the battle may cost more than it is worth. It reflects hostility, selfishness, and the need to reconsider aggressive or overly strategic actions. The guidance here is simple. Ask whether your approach truly serves the greater good and the future you want to build. Reversed, the card signals disengagement from mental warfare. It favors stepping back, releasing ego battles, and recognizing when proving a point has cost something valuable. Peace, perspective, and repair become possible when the need to win is loosened. At its core, this card asks whether you are advancing the system as a whole or merely winning an argument inside it. I would appreciate you greatly if you would subscribe to the Intelligent Perspectives channel and help spread this video library to those who resonate with academic and astrological tarot traditions.